Hi, welcome to this week edition of Stocks with Emmanuel. And this week we're going to look at the lessons from stocks with 20+% gain in April. What can we learn from these stocks that made 20% plus gain in April alone? It's perhaps one of the most important video that I'm going to make. First and foremost, what were the stocks that made 20% plus gain in April? Second, what can we learn from those stocks so we can perhaps make 20% gain in May? I hope you stick around, and if you find the content interesting, do subscribe and like the video so others can benefit as well. Let's get to see what we have in stock for you. Always important to remind you of a disclaimer, very important. Okay, now, the first stock that made more than 20% in April is Pan American Silver Corporation with ticker symbol PAAS. This stock made 22.2% gain in the month of April. Very impressive. What can we see in this chart? We'll come back to take a closer look. But first, what we have on the screen is that I have the 50-day simple moving average and nothing more. Yeah, I like to keep my chart simple, nice and easy. That way it's not cluttered and it's easy to make sense of what's going on. Let's look at the next stock that made 20% plus in the month of April. Second one is Hot Bay Minerals Incorporated. It made 20% in April. And again, you can see what's happening here. Very nice. And then the last stock that we featured in this series is TransMedics Group Incorporated with ticker symbol TMDX. This stock made a whopping 27% in the month of April alone. So, what is common among these stocks that made above 20% in the month of April alone? Well, I have some data here for you. We have the ticker symbol here. We have the market capitalization of these stocks. You have their prices and you have the sector. Okay, what is interesting for me is the column in yellow, the market capitalization. All of them are below $10 billion in market capitalization. Very important. Take note of that. All of them are lower than $10 million in terms of market cap. What can we learn? First and foremost, I've said this average 50 is very important. And I said it's a dividing line between a stock that is doing well and a stock that is not doing well. As you can see, all of these stocks starting from Pan American Silver Corp, the price was above 50-day moving average. The same thing for Hot Bay Minerals, the price was above 50-day moving average. And again, with TransMedics Group, the price was above 50-day moving average. So, my thesis is that a stock price above 50 average should be interesting to anyone. Yes, if you're trying to do your screening, you pay attention to that. Not always the case, but that is important. Okay. The next thing that we think is important is low market capitalization. So low market cap, we said that all these stocks are below the $10 billion in market capitalization. What is the reasoning? What is going on in this market cap? For me, it's pretty simple. A company that is already $1 trillion in market cap, how much more can it grow? What is the room for it to grow? So the more the stock price goes higher, the higher the market capitalization. So everyone is looking and thinking, how much can Nvidia grow? How much can Apple grow? So for me, the big moves, Peter, it's more possible in a low cap stocks, in the stocks with a lower market capitalization. Not too low, in my view, but not too high. So the $10 billion range, or it's about right for stocks that tend to do pretty well in terms of running room to go higher and higher, because it's still a lot of distance away from these big market caps and companies that we see. And then a staircase, staircase, a stock gives you a chance to get in. Let's start with the Hot Bay Minerals. You could see where my cursor is. You see an area of consolidation that you could have entered. The first one. Assuming you missed that one, you could have also entered at this point. And it could have also entered at this point. So the stocks gives us a chance again and again to get it on the right. Because why these areas are important is because he could manage your risk and say, at this area, if it doesn't continue upward, I can come out below the step. So it's important. It's so important that we pay attention to this. Yeah. I think it's best exemplified in this talk. So those are the lessons. 3 things. First, low market capitalization is important, as you can see. Second, 50-day moving average is quite good reference point, as I've been saying. Please go and take a look. If you miss the first run, you can maybe get it on the second run. I hope you will use these tips to make, hopefully, if not 20%, but a reasonable gain in a month, and happy investing.